of that as a possibility, but keep in mind, it's going to stay relatively light thus far. It's going to pick up a little momentum, a little girth, so to speak. In other words, the storms will get fatter. in a sense, because they're going to get more widespread and cover more of the area as it continues to slide towards the northeast. And it's all moving along with the movement of the cold front that's sliding through as well. We have a couple of things that are connected to that frontal boundary that will give us concern for maybe a storm or two a little bit later on. Yesterday, we got 66 degrees. Now remember, the average high is about 58. We're already well above that. In fact, this morning, the low was 59. Think about it. We've already reached the normal high for this time of the year, and now we're at 69 degrees with a few sprinkles started to move, and we're moving out of the west. 68 for us in Vicksburg, 70 in Natchez, 72 right now in Macomb. Travel forecast, I mean, if you're going to Memphis, we're looking at light rain there and 73 degrees. Shreveport, more clouds, 74. New Orleans, 77 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Watching out for a sprinkle or two there as well. Now remember, we have the rain that's already pushing through, and so we're watching out for showers today. Then we'll stay cloudy for tonight, getting much colder for us as we go into the weekend. All right, we see the cloud cover bulking up more so up towards the Tennessee Valley region. Here's the concern. You see, we've already got the warm air in place. Think about this cold front as a big, gigantic knife cutting through a thick cake. And so this cold front is sliding or cutting underneath all this warm air and lifting it higher into the atmosphere, destabilizing us just a little bit more and enhancing our chances of strong storms. Now, this is knife, so to speak, that I just illustrated for you. It's going to cut from Tennessee down towards Baton Rouge. And so this is going to be the angle of the cut in the atmosphere. And as it pushes on throughout the time frame by Friday morning, we'll see a clearing that will occur behind that frontal boundary. It's going to have a very profound effect on how things are going to be developing for us, and rather rapidly as a result of that begin to slide on through. Now, we're also going to see a good portion of the cold air begin to step in behind this at this present time. As it continues to begin to pull right on through, we're looking at that front pushing on through, and we're looking for a high today of 75 degrees. And then we'll drop back down to 37 degrees throughout the overnight period with winds out of the north. That's a look at your forecast. Now back to you, Cheryl.
All right, well, as Santa Claus, we all know he's coming, but unfortunately he does not have any magical tax solutions in his sleigh. Chartered financial analyst Dr. Nancy Anderson has not a Christmas story for us today, but a tax story that will help us as tax season approaches. Great to see you again.
Good to see you.
And of course, we do need to discuss this. Your first category here is same old story, the tax brackets.
Right, and what I said was this is a peace on earth, but really just peace in Congress, because the two parties finally have come together. It looks like, now we don't want to say, you know, that it's definite, but it looks like they're going to pass this law. And the same old story is we're not really getting a tax break. It's just that those tax brackets that have been in place for this year will remain in place for another 2 years.
Good.
And that law that was developed had a sunset clause in it. So if they didn't do anything by December 31st, we would have felt the pinch in our paychecks.
Yeah, that was
so
scary. That was a scary
glad,
couple of
yes,
weeks there.
We're glad that that has happened. Now, there is one tax break that's coming up in 2011. We're going to get a payroll tax holiday. So even for those folks who haven't had a raise in their paychecks, this is going to feel like a raise. And this is from your Social Security portion. They're going to leave 2% more in our paychecks. So that's good news for people.
Excellent. But there is a lump of coal. There is no coal.
There is no coal because as part of this deal, they extended the federal emergency unemployment benefits, and most unemployment runs just 26 weeks. That covers for each state, and the federal steps in with different tiers beyond this. So this was some relief for some folks who are still suffering and looking for jobs, and we're going to extend those benefits.
And a few stocking stuffers here. We know that the child credit earned income tax. We need to find out the details on that.
So the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, there's some college tax credits and some business write-offs. These were all part of the stimulus bill. They're going to leave them in place as part of this new tax law. Now, one other thing is actually a tax hike, because this year was the year as part of that previous law when the estate tax just disappeared. You know, it was wonderful for those folks who died this year. I hate to say that. But now they have come back and instituted an estate tax for estates over $5 million. I'm sure you were worried about that, Cheryl.
I was just on the edge of my seat about it.
But anybody who has an estate over $5 million, the amounts over $5 million will be taxed at 35%.
Okay, got it. I guess the only lump of coal is that we have to do taxes at all.
Yes, still have to worry about that.
It's not going to go away.
Right.
The only things certain in life are death and taxes. Is that right?
And I just think about the Christmas story and how they were going to Bethlehem to pay those taxes. So
Right.
we all have to do it.
That's right. It even happened way back then.
Right.
All right. Well, Nancy, where should we go for more information if we really want some detailed information on this?
Whitehouse.gov has a great listing of everything that's in the bill. Now, there is a video on the site. I don't recommend watching the video. It's full of all their politics. But look at the site and you'll find a listing of all the things that are available, and you can then talk to your tax preparer for any of the details on these the credits.
All right, and we could talk really quickly about people filing their taxes. Some people still get the paper forms. You can go online. There are plenty of really reliable online tax form sites.
Absolutely. Most people do e-filing now. It's much more convenient, easier to do that. And we're hoping that at some point in the next year, they're going to come back. They're talking about addressing the tax code and trying to make it simpler, and we could all use that relief.
And the thing about the e-filing is, even if you're not very well versed on where you could be saving and where you can get breaks, they walk you through it.
Right. It's wonderful.
It takes you through it step by step.
Yes, because we all want to save as many pennies as we can.
Absolutely, and you do learn something from it. Well, thank you so much for coming. Peace on earth as far as taxes go.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Great to see you. And coming up, some retro toys are making a comeback. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Don Evans, a trial lawyer. I've been handling 18-wheeler wrecks and car wrecks for over 40 years now. I probably personally handle more 18-wheeler wrecks than any other trial lawyer in the state of Mississippi. If you've been injured in an 18-wheeler wreck, call me. I'll come to you.